Hey, yo, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So today is an exciting day, and before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. That'll be much appreciated. We got some major goals around here, and we're trying to complete them before the end of the year. Anyway, please help me get there. Please and thank you. Finally, I get to talk about Dungeon Meshi. When I talk about anime, like good anime, there's so many I can speak about. I remember growing up and having such a competition of anime I used to watch day in and day out, and Frieren and Dungeon Meshi gave me that again. I could not tell you which I enjoyed more to watch. Now, obviously, I place Frieren over Dungeon Meshi, but to be honest with you, I think both are pretty much neck and neck. So I obviously spoiled it. Dungeon Meshi is the anime we're talking about this week, and that was one of the most enjoyable animes I've watched in a very long time. Dungeon Meshi is the perfect marrying of what anime is and how amazing it really can be. So I'm gonna get all the other stuff out of the way. This is 24 episodes, animated by Studio Trigger. Come on, you know we love Trigger around here. Trigger's probably one of my favorite anime studios to ever, do the damn thing. And then it's written by Ryoko Kyoi. I'm gonna put that on the screen. I probably butchered her name. I'm so sorry if I did. This is an adventure, comedy, fantasy, and it has gourmet because the food is delicioso. If you did not know, this is an adventure anime that features some of the best looking food since Studio Ghibli films. And also, if you've been living under a rock and have no idea what I'm talking about, Dungeon Meshi is an anime set with a party that goes dungeon hunting because they're missing a party member and they gotta go get him. And this very much so feels like we're watching Dungeons and Dragons and we're watching these party members deal with things, but with the twist of they actually eat the monsters of the dungeon. And this little twist sets off a different story that is at times unnerving. Sometimes you don't even know what's really coming within this story, but it's beautiful. It's well animated. It was the right studio. When I tell you this was the best studio to take this story and push it further, Dungeon Meshi and Frieren were the changing of what fantasy could be. Isekai somewhat muddled it, but man, Dungeon Meshi brought it back. This is real good, great fantasy, man. This is the fantasy that makes you want to jump into the world and act in it and be a part of it. Along with the cast of characters that actually all look different, no character looks all the same, the different races. The author made sure that this story was filled with personality, with differences, with interests of people of all different ranges, and the world is vibrant even though we spend a lot of time in pretty much one place entirely. Dungeon Meshi is one of those animes, just like Frieren, where I can recognize that this is a good starter anime. This is the anime that if someone looked up, if someone is 13 right now and they were this anime got me into anime, I'm 100% respecting that. There is no problem for me to know that these are the next animes that are basically bringing the next generation of weebs. Dungeon Meshi is such a great story. It's so wonderful. It's so incredible. It's inventive. It's a different take on what fantasy dungeon hunting can be, and the ways it plays with humor, chemical reactions between the characters. And very often, what I liked most about Dungeon Meshi, you could not predict what was going to happen. You were not necessarily sure what angle was going to be taken once they found Laios' sister. You didn't know who was going to die, what rules were within this story, or even the ideas that were going to be adventured into. Like, that's what I liked about this anime. It felt like such a breath of fresh air, and when they got the right studio for the job, they made sure they hit it out to the point where I feel like Studio Trigger can damn near do no wrong for me. I did make a video about Frieren, and I said that Frieren was the #1 of last season. And you know, I have seen some of the comments that said, I actually like Dungeon Meshi better, and I have no problem with either or. Personally, if you like either or, I support your decision. You just have great taste. So congratulations on having great taste. But I will admit there was some times where I like Dungeon Meshi more than Frieren. Sometimes Frieren took me a little while within the episode, but it definitely always had a payoff. Dungeon Meshi, episode to episode, pretty much hit, and the changing of the tension, the changing of the scenarios and the situations and the characters that we focus on added so much dimension to the story and kept it so entirely entertaining. Dungeon Meshi, episode to episode, was interesting with the way it played with themes, how our characters reacted to situations. I'm trying not to spoil it because I just didn't see a lot of the things that would happen within the story happening. It felt like the writer really wanted to give us more food to chew on than what I would have initially thought would happen within this story. Like, I could not guess that we were going to be eating dungeon food and some of the traumas of our characters and some of the instances of what they were going to do later on. I just didn't think that. Like, that's what I liked about it. It was so surprising sometimes. I just want to be thankful to anime. Like, this could not have been done better. There was nothing to change. It got the right amount of episodes, and then immediately after, announcement of season 2. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know that this is going to be something that I'm going to tell other people about ad nauseum. I'm never not going to recommend Dungeon Meshi to people. Dungeon Meshi is in my top 10 now. And I've said that about about one anime. But Dungeon Meshi has genuinely come into my top 10. Now it's not top 5. Frieren is top 5, but for different reasons. And I'll definitely get into that. I definitely need to make a new video about my top 10 again. Because that list is now been ramshacked by all these great anime that's coming out and reevaluating some of my favorites, you know. With all that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I just appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much. And we're definitely gonna ramp up, and I'm so excited to get 1,000 subscribers. I'm just trying to get a 500 every 6 months or year. Whichever is slower or faster, who knows how that'll work. But regardless of that, thank you for watching this video. Keep watching Dungeon Meshi and be excited for the next season. And thank you for watching, and take care. Peace.